Hello Africa is your live breakfast show delivering informative, entertaining, and energizing start to your day.
Our expert reviews break down the headlines and help you make sense of today's news.
We bring you nothing but the most interesting highlights on our top African stories.
Plus lifestyle features, inspiring interviews, and the best on the continent.
Every episode is packed with stories that inform, inspire, and celebrate the spirit of the continent.
Catch us live every Monday at 9 a.m.
And be part of the conversation on our social media platforms.
Hello Africa, bringing the continent to your morning.
You're welcome to the Hello Africa Morning Show. My name is Jemima Deladem Doche, and we are coming to you live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities here in Accra, Ghana. And now to our top African news for today. The Mastercard Foundation has announced a $500 million investment into Africa's university system over the next decade, confirming its commitment to higher education as a driver of social mobility and economic opportunity for young Africans. Announced on July 20th, the investment includes the Africa Higher Education for Transformation Prize, which awards $3 million each to 5 institutions recognized for excellence. The inaugural winners are Addis Ababa University, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana, the International Institute for Water and Environmental Engineering in Burkina Faso, Moni University in Uganda, and the University of Rwanda.
Mastercard Foundation President and CEO, Sewet Adarum, said the foundation has spent 20 years watching African institutions rethink what higher education could deliver, and that the prize was designed to turn that proof into momentum, looking back homegrown excellence with a decade-long commitment so that universities across the continent could become engineers of opportunity for millions of young people. KNUST was recognized for building one of Africa's leading research to innovation ecosystems, translating research into startups, industry solutions, and public impact through platforms including the Kumasi Business Incubator and Innovation Center. KNUST's Deputy Registrar, Dr. Daniel Norris Bequin, said the recognition was an affirmation of collective work, demonstrating that universities could be powerful engines of innovation, job creation, and socio-economic transformation. The University of Rwanda was recognized for excellence in health, having trained approximately 26,000 health professionals, and built a community-based training model reaching nearly 500,000 people. Deputy Vice Chancellor Dr. Raymond Indukumana said the prize reflected Rwanda's journey to rebuild its health sector following the 1994 genocide, and announced plans to use the award to expand simulation-based training, advance digital learning, and strengthen research. Muni University in Uganda was recognized for enabling up to 70% of refugee program participants to find employment within 3 months of completing their training, while Burkina Faso's 2IE has trained more than 13,000 graduates, with 70% securing employment within 12 months. Over the next decade, the prize will recognize at least 155 African institutions.
Moving on, the World Bank Group has rated its 10-year $280 million Centers of Excellence project in East and Southern Africa as highly satisfactory. In the final report on the project known as ACE2, the bank recommends greater operational autonomy for centers going forward, saying those with independent legal status, dedicated budget, and direct reporting to university leadership outperformed those tied to departmental hierarchies, particularly in Ethiopia, Malawi, and Mozambique.
The report finds that financial incentives significantly boost female enrollment in postgraduate STEM programs, with master-level participation exceeding targets across all centers. At doctoral level, however, it identifies structural barriers in Ethiopia, Malawi, and Mozambique, including limited predoctoral research experience, caregiving responsibilities, and poor access to mentorship. The bank explains that these are known and addressable constraints, and says the project's experience across different national contexts provides the evidence needed to tackle them, recommending that future operations combine financial incentives with mentorship programs and student-parent support facilities. On revenue generation, the bank notes that centers which exceeded targets treated it as a core institutional behavior from the outset, backed by clear intellectual property and revenue-sharing policies. It reveals that 557 Memorandum of Understanding were signed with external partners against a target of 381, though many did not translate into active collaboration. The bank recommends that future projects measure partnership success through activation-based metrics, such as joint activities, exchanges, and co-authored publication, rather than a number of agreements signed. Overall, the project trained thousands of graduate students across 18 universities in 8 countries, delivering 357 accredited academic programs against a target of 205, and enrolling 8,666 master's students and 2,058 doctoral students, both well above targets. The bank says ACE2 was the largest dedicated postgraduate financing program of its kind on the continent, with no comparable alternative at its scale during the implementation period. Funded by the World Bank and the French Development Agency, the project ran from 2016 to December 2025, while its successor, ACE Impact, focused on West Africa, remains ongoing.
The Ministry of Education has received a revised curriculum for kindergarten to primary 6, introducing 13 subject areas including Chinese and Arabic, and strengthening the teaching of Ghanaian languages. The National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, NACA, submitted the document to Education Minister Haruna Idrisu in Accra on Wednesday. The minister has given the Ghana Education Service 1 week to ensure the curriculum is fully ready for classroom rollout, describing the reform as a single most important achievement in office.
Presenting the document, NACCA's Director General, Professor Samuel Fori-Bekoin, said an evaluation of the existing curriculum had exposed gaps in mathematics, English, and the teaching of Ghanaian culture and values, prompting a redesign by 160 experts and a technical working group. He outlined 4 major changes, including the reintroduction of citizenship education as a standalone subject, the integration of coding and artificial intelligence concepts into computing and mathematics, and the folding of agriculture into science to avoid subject overload. He added that foreign language teaching would now begin in Primary 1 instead of Primary 4, with Arabic standardized from Primary 1 to 6 and Chinese introduced as an optional language, with the Confucius Center offering to pilot it in 10 schools using 3 teachers. Mr. Haruna Idrisu confirmed that the government had approved Ghanaian language as the medium of instruction from kindergarten to Basic 3, with English taught as a subject to strengthen early literacy. He said grounding children in their native language would improve cognitive development and reading comprehension, which would in turn accelerate the learning of a second language, noting that learners at this level would be taught to read in a Ghanaian language, while English would be introduced with an emphasis on play-based oral activity. The minister welcomed the inclusion of citizenship education, cultural values, and ethics in the new curriculum, and called for greater focus on assessment for learning rather than rote memorization. He also directed the Ghana Education Service to prioritize the recruitment of Ghanaian language teachers in the next recruitment cycle, following requests from traditional leaders, including in the Greater Accra region and commended NACCA for introducing early exposure to modern foreign languages such as Chinese, French, Arabic, Spanish, Italian, and German to prepare learners for a global economy.
A team of Dutch students has unveiled what they describe as the world's first solar-powered ambulance, described to bring medical care to the most remote parts of the world. The vehicle, named Stella Juva, was built by students in Edinburgh University of Technology and is fitted with solar panels that power both engine and onboard medical equipment, including X-ray machines and defibrillators. The team plans to travel to Kenya next month to test the ambulance in real-world conditions.
Project leader Matthias van Geven, a 21-year-old biomedical engineering student, said Stella Juva is fully equipped to deliver medical healthcare in hard-to-reach areas. The two-seater vehicle can reach a top speed of 120 km per hour and covers up to 715 km on a sunny day, with a battery that keeps it and equips it running at night or in cloudy weather. Rather than transporting patients to hospitals, the ambulance is designed to bring healthcare to them, carrying testing kits for tuberculosis, cold storage for vaccines, and ultrasound equipment for pregnant women. Famke Moritz, Partnerships Manager at Amref Health Africa, said the innovation responds to a pressing real-world need, explaining that many African countries face huge distances between remote villages and healthcare facilities, with little public transport, expensive fuel, and unreliable electricity networks. She said, an innovation like Stella Juva could help solve such challenges in healthcare delivery, adding that the vehicle's solar power gives it the adaptability to reach large distances without needing to return to a central base, allowing it to keep going from one destination to the next. Van Geven acknowledged that conditions would be far tougher off-road in Kenya than on a test track in the Netherlands, noting that the vehicle would need to be more robust to cope with the terrain where healthcare is most needed, and pointing to the spare tires and shovels carried in case it gets stuck. He describes Stella Juva as a prototype that needs to be scaled up, noting that if 23 students could build it in a year, the technical industry should be able to far do better and faster. And he invited technology companies and industry partners to work with the team to expand the project.
Nigeria's Dangote mega refinery has secured $2.5 billion in investments from private investors to fund to expand its expansion plans, including move into East Africa. The private equity deal gives outside investors a stake in the 650,000 barrel per day refinery for the first time after the state-owned Nigerian National Petroleum Company held the only outside stake at about 7.2%. Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Biochemicals says the investment is believed to be the largest publicly disclosed private investment in Africa.
Analysts say the private placement is a precursor to our initial public offer, which would open investments in the refinery to the public later in the year. Company founder and Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, said the funds raised would complement the company's internal cash flows and external funding as it advances its expansion agenda. The company plans to more than double the refining capacity of its Nigeria operations from 650,000 barrels per day to 1.4 million barrels per day, which would make it the largest refinery in the world, overtaking India's Jamnagar refinery. Dangote is also planning to build a 700,000 barrel per day refinery in Lamu, on Kenya's coast, extending its reach into East Africa. The move comes as the continent continues to rely heavily on imported fuel, with the Africa Finance Corporation reporting in April that Africa imports more than 70% of its refined fuel, alongside some $230 billion worth of essential goods each year, including food, plastics, steel, and fertilizer. With the new investment, Dangote said the company is aiming to reduce Africa's reliance on imported refined products and strengthen the continent's energy security.
That is all for the top African stories. My name is Jemima Deladem Doche. Up next is News Review. Stay tuned.
Ever wondered what drives ordinary people to do extraordinary things? Every week, a new story unfolds. But these aren't just stories. They are the journeys of courage, resilience, and vision. On Impact Stories, we open the door to remarkable personalities and everyday heroes. Experience the passion behind their purpose. Witness the setbacks, the breakthroughs, and the moment that defines a legacy. Journey with us on AAU TV every Saturday at 4 p.m. as we celebrate those who are making an impact. Tune in to Impact Stories, where real people share real journeys and real impact, each one leaving behind a legacy written in gold. Only on AAU TV.
Are you a university, college, high school, private organization, NGO, individual professor, instructor or facilitator seeking to take advantage of the numerous benefits of online education? Look no further. The AAU eLearn Africa LMS is a great opportunity to begin your journey to online course development and creation for teaching, learning and training purposes. AAU eLearn Africa LMS, which is a partnership between the Association of African Universities and eLearn Africa, has made available ease to use online learning tools to all stakeholders within the educational ecosystem of the African continent. This is to enhance teaching and learning in the bid to expand online learning opportunities for students in Africa. The online platform is open and available for free to all stakeholders and facilitates virtual access to classes without needing the other tools such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, among others. For more information, visit www.elearnafricalms.com or contact us via aaulms@aau.org or estherm@elearnafrica.com. Follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at AAU eLearn Africa LMS.
Explore a whole new world of exciting visuals with AAU TV. Get ready for a mix of interesting talk shows, interviews, discovery documentaries, and news on AAU TV. It's not just about watching TV, it's about experiencing something special. AAU TV reaches over 25 countries in Africa, bringing you a blend of knowledge and fun. Learn about different cultures as you enjoy the shows. If you have events or want to showcase your business, we've got you covered. Watch AAU TV free-to-air channel on satellite. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at AAU TV. Reach out on call or WhatsApp us at +233 26 629 6601 or +233 20 399 5210. AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Hello Africa, keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Welcome back from the break, and you're still watching the Hello Africa Morning Show, coming to you live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities in Accra, Ghana. My name is Philemon Edwards. Just gone by is the top African news, which was done by my colleague Jemima, and we are going straight into the news review and discussion today. And this morning, I'm going to go straight because I have several things to talk about, and I'm beginning my first story right here from Accra, Ghana, where a controversy has emerged over a 60 cedis monthly deduction from the allowances of National Service personnel for a capacity building program organized by the National Service Personnel Association, NASPA, in partnership with Zeus Atlas Limited. A group calling itself the Concerned National Service Personnel Association of Ghana has challenged the deduction, arguing that personnel were not consulted and demanding clarity on the legal authority, approval processes, procurement arrangements, and accountability measures surrounding the initiative. While some personnel are demanding transparency and justification for the deduction, the National Service Authority says it did not authorize the charge, explaining that the decision was taken independently by NASPA leadership. NSA Deputy Director Lieutenant Colonel Moses Kwengu said NASPA operates separately from the authority and that any unauthorized deductions brought to their attention will be investigated. The development has intensified calls for accountability over deductions affecting personnel's monthly allowances. So we want to just basically discuss this, and to help me do this so we can get some insights and perspectives on the matter as Jerome Kwesi Ego Chogbe. He is the president of the La Nkwantanan Madina NASPA. Jerome, you're welcome to the Hello Africa Morning Show.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you to be here as well.
Right. So as a zonal president, you are often in contact with service personnel on the ground. How did personnel in your zone react when they discovered that they are being deducted an amount of 60 cedis from their allowances?
All right, thank you very much for the opportunity, and to your viewers. The initiative itself is a very good one, but then we only have problems with the implementation.
Okay.
So when the deductions came, it came as a surprise to all of us, including the executives and the ordinary service personnel, because we were not pre-informed about any deduction. Initially, when they started the program, NASPA released a letter informing service personnel that there is a program going on like this. But then they didn't specify, or the letter didn't specify as to whether there is a cost involved and if the program is compulsory. So some service personnel, including myself, joined, and then the consistency of the program itself was actually a problem to some extent. So we just have to do it when they are available, not the schedule they give us. So the deduction, as I said, there was no pure consent about it or any.
So you also found out when you got your allowance and so
exactly.
Wow.
Even me as an executive. Exactly. I got to find out when the deduction started taking reflection.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. So NASPA has acknowledged that personnel were not adequately consulted, like you're saying. Okay. As someone who represents the personnel at the zonal level, whose responsibility do you think it was to communicate this to all of you, and where was that breakdown in terms of the communication process?
The communication, we can't just blame one side of it. I think both NASPA and NSA has to take full responsibility for this, because NASPA is our voice, NASPA is our association we all belongs to. But then NSA says they don't have any supervisory power over NASPA.
When I read the brief, I mean, it was quite concerning for me, because I want to believe NASPA is under NSA.
NASPA is under NSA. So every dealings,
explain that to me.
Every dealings that NASPA does, they have to inform NSA.
Absolutely.
But then NSA is saying that they don't have the power as to whether disapprove or approve, because if they disapprove, it will be as if they are interrupting the works of NASPA. But then that is fine. But I think for the sake of transparency, why not to do your dealings? Not necessarily telling us about what is happening. But then why not do your dealings public? Just come and clear your name. Oh, so and so did. NASPA brought this, and upon further scrutiny, we accepted their offer, and then we've agreed to this. That is fine. You've cleared your name. But then in situations like this, whereby personnel are not informed, and there is a problem, we'll blame you to some extent because you didn't inform the personnel about this happening. But then you were informed by NASPA. So if NASPA wasn't able to inform its people or the people they represent, I think the NSA, the best thing they would have done is communicate to the people they are giving access to their monies, because our monies is not being kept by NASPA. Our monies are being kept by NSA. So if you are going to release my funds, even though this person says they are representing me, at least you should just inform me. Basically, that's what we are saying. So we can't just put the blame on NASPA alone. NSA also has to come in at some extent to take the blame some.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Now, we understand that national service persons are recent graduates, many of whom are beginning to experience life properly for the first time. And so when we talk about economic challenges, it's a big deal for national service people. We already know they are underpaid. Okay, so what does this disaction controversy say about how well NASPA understands the financial reality of the people they represent?
You see, in every situation, there should be a priority.
Okay.
Since we started national service, for my year this particular year, I think.
You started in January, right?
We started somewhere around November.
November, okay.
The system has actually not been fair to us if you are saying things critically.
Okay.
Because you barely live on 700 cedis now, and even the 715 cedis is not consistent. Sometimes you'd have to go 3 months without getting allowance.
Yeah, that's another thing I do not
You
understand.
go 3 months without getting an allowance, and then they wait for that 3 months, and the subsequent month that is coming, they only pay one. And that one particularly has a lot of deductions inside. It is quite unfair. It's rather unfortunate that NASPA, who is the representation of our voice, is not really channeling their energy in resolving our issues, but then it's only things that involve deduction and monetary issues that they are actually prioritizing. It's rather unfortunate.
Well, I just hope that NASPA will do better, because this is quite concerning. We have national service people.
Very concerning.
They've expressed their
and
concerns.
I would want to state this.
Okay.
It is not as if we just woke up one day and then decide to challenge their decisions.
Okay.
We've been taken for granted in several situations. Right from the beginning of service, I believe you are aware of this ghost name something, so they have to change from the previous system to the new system. But then when they came to office, they opened the previous system for us to do registration. And then they later on came and said there were some ghost names in the previous system, so we'd have to move to the new system. But then we have already done registration. We paid for registration in the previous system.
Did you pay for the second?
And the second one, so they made us pay. The CEO, good morning to you, madam. Madam came online and said they are going to do refunds for us. Unfortunately, it's been 8 months now.
And there's still no refund?
Still no refunds. Wow. There are a lot of questions. We can also point fingers to they made us sign up for an insurance during the registration.
Okay.
But then this particular one, they didn't seek our consent, and how they made us sign the thing is more as if we were coerced to, because insurance is something that you are doing for me. You should be able to explain the policies well. And if it sits well with me, I'll be able to do it.
I actually don't think insurance should be mandatory.
In our situation, we are in queue and we are being told, I'll just fill the form and go. We are not even being told that it's an insurance form that you're filling.
So if I understand, that's a component from your national service allowance going into insurance for you.
Oh, exactly.
How much is this component? How much
is this? Every month they do a deduction of 5 cedis.
Okay.
And here is the surprising part of it. So when you try to access or call the insurance companies to make an inquiry about you, they give you a third party's number, of which today that third party doesn't pick calls. So
who is this insurance company?
We have SIC inside, we have Glyco.
So it's not just one company, there's a number of them?
Exactly.
Glyco.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we sent a delegation concerned national service personnel. We sent a delegation to these companies, and some of the findings that we did, the company, we spoke to one man. He's saying that they can't show us the data, they can't show us a profile on their system that yeah, indeed, we are having an insurance with them.
Yeah.
Some, for instance, Glyco couldn't tell us how much they'll be giving a person in case something happens. Yeah. And these two companies are saying that if something happens to you, you can't come to them. You would have to go through NASPA. So everything is based on NASPA's discretion as to whether you qualify to be given or not to be given.
This is confusing.
Exactly. There's so much going on of which we think we are being taken for granted.
So, I know we are talking about the 6-city deduction, but let's talk a little bit about insurance. Have you made any proper petition to NSA or anybody that's above NSA to look into this? Because, like you're saying, you are practically coerced into signing up for an insurance package you still do not have details about. You are paying premiums, but you don't know the benefits of the premium that you are paying.
So regarding the insurance, when it starts, you see, NSA has a district officer at almost all the districts. Yes. So we lodged a complaint at my district, for instance.
Okay.
And I must confess, there was a development. They updated their portal that you could go and then cancel the insurance. They updated the portal.
Okay.
So but that particular month, the system allows you to cancel the offer.
Okay.
But then, when the payment for the next month came, they still made the deduction.
Yeah,
and
I was
now,
just about to ask if you have seen
and now on the portal, if you open the portal and then try to cancel, it comes error 404.
Yeah,
meaning that particular side has been taken off the system. So till today, it is there, and you are being told that you can go and cancel, but it wouldn't work. You can try and try.
I'm sorry to say this looks like a ripoff.
Exactly. So
there's
so
you do 5
much
cities plus the number of national service personnel every year. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
So where is this money going to? Who is responsible for managing it? And at what point are you supposed to be asking for your benefits as somebody that pays premium for such an insurance package? Like, this is a lot of things to consume right now.
Exactly. It is so much to consume, as you said. As I said, the insurance companies are saying they can't tell you anything about me, that they are taking my money. They can't tell me anything. And if I need anything, I would have to go through NASPA. So until NASPA say, yeah, you qualify for the money, I wouldn't be able to get anything.
So let's talk a little bit regarding some legalities when it comes to some of these things.
Sure.
This 60 cities deduction, is that a constitutional thing that allows NASPA or NSA to do this from your allowances? I mean, is there anything constitutional like that?
The Constitution allows NASPA to bring forth policies that prioritize our welfare.
Okay.
But then, these policies are supposed to be approved by the highest decision-making body within the NASPA. That is Congress.
Yeah.
So what happened is that, you see, NASPA is structured in a way that if you assume office, you serve your people this year, the current national service, you serve them, and then your office transition to the people that are coming.
The next batch of service.
Exactly. So that was what's happened. But then this current administration, the national administration, not our batch, because the previous executive are still in office.
Okay. How are they still in office?
Okay, so that's what I'm saying, that we do
There's
have
a lot going on with the NASPA and SA.
Exactly. The schedule within around having the election is actually what is betting all this problem, because we do have our elections late. Can you imagine that as we are speaking today, we still haven't have our national leaders yet?
Look, this is worrying because you are already 8 months into your service period.
Exactly.
Your service probably ends in 2 or 3 months.
Exactly.
And your former executives are the ones still in office.
Still in office now.
So I can safely assume they are the ones responsible for these decisions.
Exactly.
And managing the future of the group that they are not supposed to be managing.
Exactly. So what happened, what we learned from our predecessors is that this particular bill was sent to their Congress.
Okay.
And it was rejected. The Congress rejected.
So if it was rejected, why is it being implemented during your tenure?
So that's a question the president would have to answer. It was their Congress rejected it, and then when their people left, when their Congress left, when they were done with service, he took the bill again to the National Executive Council, which is made up of only the national executives.
Okay.
So it is only the national executives that approve this. But then, if something could not be approved at the highest
level,
highest decision
why
making
is a
body,
sub-body
why is a
approving?
sub-body? So you understand? So if somebody is
Wow.
not following due process, meaning there's something somewhere that needs to be looked at.
This is not good.
Very alarming.
This is not good.
Very alarming.
Anyway, let's go towards the end of this conversation. But I'm glad that you have uncovered a lot of things we probably didn't know about, which is going on with NSA and NASPA. Now, do you know, for example, how much money in total has been collected from personnel nationwide and where that money is right now?
Well, I can't really give details on that, but then we saw a research from Joy News that is saying over 4.2 million Ghana cedis has been collected. That's regarding the 60 cities so far. An estimated
4.2 million
4.2 million so far. Yes.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, so national service personnel are asking for transparency and for public accounts and of how much was deducted and from how many people. And will NASPA be able to provide this? Do you know the number of people who are in national service at the moment?
We don't really have the exact figure, but we are over 85,000 going.
Okay, so the other question is, let's assume that this 85,000 thereabout is correct. How is NASPA able to prove for sure that this is indeed 85,000, probably is not up to 200,000 graduates doing service in the country at the moment? How are you able to correspond with
all of these details, we are taking them from NSA.
So you can only work with what you are given?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So, as a zonal leader, what do you say to service persons in Madina who are struggling financially and want to know when they will get their 60 cedis back? I mean, is there a possibility of even getting it back in the first place?
Oh, there is so much possibility in getting it.
Are you going to seek legal redress or anything of
There
the
is.
sort?
We are trying to talk to stakeholders regarding this particular thing.
Okay.
If somebody is thinking we are backing off without getting our money, I would like to state emphatically clear that.
Look into this camera and give me that message.
That is a lie.
Okay.
We are not backing off until we get what rightly belongs to us. We are taking our monies. Every dime of it, we are taking all of it. Yes, we are not backing off until we get the right thing. And if we are trying to use the internal structures and it's not working, we involve the government authorities to step in. I mean, we have a state institution that it's into investigation and all of that.
Okay.
So yeah, we are just trying to take the internal steps, and if it doesn't work, we involve the external people.
Okay.
Exactly.
So I have a few messages coming in, and one of them says, this is from Laurentia from UPSA.
Okay.
And she's asking why wasn't consent sought from personnel before making the deduction. Can you guarantee that no further deductions will be made without prior notice and approval from service personnel? And then how can service personnel report concerns or challenge deductions made from their allowances? Exactly what we are talking about at the moment. So you have just said that you're going to go through this. What is the plan?
As we speak of today, we had wanted to embark on a demonstration, which is actually also in the pipeline. Our legal teams are trying to engage the police on how we can best do this.
Okay.
But then we are also trying to engage. We have some questions that we need to ask both NSA and NASPA. So we are going to have a stakeholder meeting with them. We'll ask the questions. And if we are still unsatisfied with the questions or they are unable to answer these questions, then we involve the external bodies to have a full investigation or have a full look into this, because somebody might be sitting somewhere and say this is just 60 cedis. But then we are talking about service personnel that go home with 715 cedis, which is not even consistent. You have to go. I mean, who survives in Accra with 700 cedis? It's by miracle you do that.
That's not possible.
We are done with school. We still go to our parents, mommy 50 cedis, mommy 20 cedis. And then you work for all of this and you wait for 3 months without getting anything. And the months that they are coming to pay you, they pay you Just a month. And even with that
have 2 months arrears.
They have a lot of deductions inside.
Is there a chance this can be escalated to the presidency?
Oh, yes. That is what I'm saying, that we actually have a lot of plans in place.
Okay.
If this is not addressed at the level in which we are petitioning it now, it will be promoted to the next level until we get to the money.
Okay.
Yes.
So what needs to change in how NASPA makes decisions of this nature to ensure something like this never happens again? Case in point, you just said that your former executives are still in office and they are the ones who have implemented this, even though Congress at the time did not accept this decision.
I believe going forward, we need to come and then have a sit down and then do consideration about the constitution amendment. We have to amend the constitution just so to feature in or put in strong clauses that prohibit NASPA from imposing things that involve money. If you want to take my money, it shouldn't be necessarily compulsory. It should be something that is optional that I should opt in for. You know, regarding this training, for instance, I went to University of Ghana. We had series of these kind of trainings there. So if I have this, or even the insurance, some of the private institutions are having internal insurance that you have to subscribe to. So if you are putting the same person on another insurance, like the person who is earning 700 cedis is already on 2 insurance. I'm not saying it's totally bad, but then it should be in my agreement. Understand? Yeah. That is what we are saying.
All right. I have been speaking with Jerome Kwesi Egu Chogbe. He's the president of the Lankwantana Madina NASPA, and we have been discussing the 60 cedis deduction from National Service Persons Allowance that has been ongoing for quite a while now, and we have just unearthed quite a number of things in this conversation as well. We'll continue on the conversation when we come back from this break. Jerome, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
This is Hello Africa on AAU TV.
Ever wondered what drives ordinary people to do extraordinary things? Every week, a new story unfolds. But these aren't just stories. They are the journeys of courage, resilience, and vision. On Impact Stories, we open the door to remarkable personalities and everyday heroes. Experience the passion behind their purpose. Witness the setbacks, the breakthroughs, and the moment that defines a legacy. Journey with us on AAU TV every Saturday at 4 p.m. as we celebrate those who are making an impact. Tune in to Impact Stories, where real people share real journeys and real impact, each one leaving behind a legacy written in gold. Only on AAU TV.
Are you a university, college, high school, private organization, NGO, individual professor, instructor or facilitator seeking to take advantage of the numerous benefits of online education? Look no further. The AAU eLearn Africa LMS is a great opportunity to begin your journey to online course development and creation for teaching, learning and training purposes. AAU eLearn Africa LMS, which is a partnership between the Association of African Universities and eLearn Africa, has made available ease to use online learning tools to all stakeholders within the educational ecosystem of the African continent. This is to enhance teaching and learning in the bid to expand online learning opportunities for students in Africa. The online platform is open and available for free to all stakeholders and facilitates virtual access to classes without needing the other tools such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, among others. For more information, visit www.elearnafricalms.com or contact us via aauLMS@aau.org or estherm@elearnafrica.com. Follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at AAU eLearn Africa LMS.
Hello, Africa. Keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Welcome back from that break, and you're still watching the Hello Africa Morning Show, coming to you live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities in Accra, Ghana, and you're watching the news review segment currently. And I'm here again to continue the conversation with my colleague, Jemima Dela Dem Doche.
Hi. Hi.
You all right?
Yes, I'm good. How about you?
I am good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Looking
I'm glad
good
to be
always.
here. Oh, of course. Well, yeah.
Anyway, so while you were off air,
yeah,
we had a few seconds of discussion about what I just talked
that
about
wasn't
with
a
Jerome.
few seconds. That was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's just between me and you. There was this conversation that we were having, myself and Jerome, the president of the LAN Kwantanan Madina NASPA, where we were discussing the 60 cedis deduction from NSP's allowances that has been coming to them.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we understand that they were not notified before the deduction started. NSA says that deduction came from NASPA, and they do not have control over it. Yet NASPA is supposed to be under the NSA. And sadly, the communication is poor. You are unable to tell where to follow up the information from. Jerome rightly said that they are actually struggling to get through to the bottom of this.
Actually, I listened to the conversation.
And
I
he said
actually
some more things.
did listen
and
a lot.
I mean, what's your take on this?
First of all, there are so many criminalities going on, but I think the NASPA, just to ask though, they have a primary goal, you know.
Absolutely.
And NASPA is the National Service Personnel Association.
Yeah.
And they are responsible for the NSS people, and it is the official representative body for the graduate undergoing their 1-year mandatory national service scheme.
Exactly.
And their primary goal is actually youth advocacy and championing the welfare of personnel.
Yeah.
And my question, I mean, when I was listening to the interview, the first question that actually came to mind was, how are you championing the welfare of personnel? If you come to me and, I mean, automatically you are taking 60 cedis from the money I'm receiving. Mind you, this is what 715, not even up to 1,000. There are conversations even saying that they want to increase the amount from 715 to 1,200. But trust me, this is like ages to come.
Yeah.
It won't even happen any moment, anytime soon.
That's a long
This is like an ages to come kind of plan. And that aside, I listened to the interview and there were so many questions. NASPA is under NSA.
Yeah.
NSA is the one paying the money to the NSS personnel. And if my money is coming to me from NASPA and you give somebody an authority to take some amount of money and you come out and say that you have no stake in whatever money is being taken and there's no community, it just doesn't make sense. There are so many criminalities. And I heard him also talk about the fact that they paid registration fee twice and it's been 8 months. There hasn't been any refund. And there are, how do I call it? There are insurance policies. How do I sign a paper or a document for insurance that I do not have any idea about? I mean, insurance companies come around to advertise what they have, what their insurance covers, what it doesn't cover. So if every month you are taking 5 cedis, and then he says that there are about 85,000 national service personnel, if you're taking 5 cedis from each and everybody, whether monthly, whether yearly, however it is going, however minute the amount is, that is a lot of amount coming out from, I mean, putting everything together. And then you say that these, I mean, insurance companies, first of all, they can't even tell you what is in for you and what is out for you, and they cannot tell you what you seek to achieve if something happens to you. They can't give you information unless you go through NASPA. Now there is a third party who doesn't even take calls, has never taken calls. Come on. You see, this boils down to the fact that there are a lot of institutions in Ghana here that are not up to, I mean, there are so many criminalities. Like,
they're not doing their
jobs. Exactly. And there are community committees, groups, doing all sorts of things that you ask yourself, when did this, I mean, he was mentioning a lot of them. I was asking myself, come on, we've all done NSS, right? But we never heard of some of these things or some of these group of people.
This is a lot. This is a lot to take in this.
Now we talk about ghost names. You said that people should re-register. Now they have re-registered. Refund us our money, and it is a problem. And you see, let me chip in this. From the Office of the Diaspora Affairs. I don't know if you heard of this story, but there was a story coming out, and that was from Joy FM actually posted it, and it says that Joy News Research it was said that government to roll out a Diaspora National Service program for young Ghanaians abroad. Yeah. We have our national service, our NSP, everything, the scheme going on. People or personnel are not paid 4 months. The guy said it. Yeah. For 4 months, sometimes nothing is coming in. 3 months, nothing is coming in. And we have the mandate, we have the zeal to come out and say that we want to roll out a national service scheme for diasporas. Come on,
when we are not doing our homework,
we can do better. We can actually do better, because I just don't get it. After all these fraudulent whatever going on in court, and then now we want to come on, those people are out there with systems working for them. Do you think somebody would leave that opportunity to go maybe intern with Google or a company such as that and come to Ghana? How much are you paying the person? Even for Ghanaians, we staying here, national service personnel are not finding it easy. Yeah. How much more somebody who is coming from diaspora? Is that where we draw the line?
It actually will be more frustrating.
Interesting.
Anyway.
I have a lot of questions, but we can move on.
Hopefully we can get Jerome again another time and we can get into that.
Yeah,
so in our next story, which is a home story from the AAU, the Association of African Universities is set to host the African Students Leadership Summit 2026 in Cairo, Egypt from 17th to 19th August 2026, under the theme Shaping the Next Generation of African Transformation, Leadership Innovation Agenda 2063 in Action. The summit will bring together student leaders, innovators, researchers, and change makers from across the continent to build networks, exchange ideas, and equip young Africans to drive the continent's future. So, Jemima, you are the one leading this this charge with the AAU. So, I'm just going to be asking you a few questions.
That's fine. We can have a conversation.
Yeah, let's have a conversation about it. So, so many people are hearing the word leadership summit, and often they'll think about speeches and networking. But what exactly is the AAU African Students Leadership Summit about, and what makes it different from other student conferences?
That's great. So just as the name implies, this is the AAU African Student Leadership Summit. And just like you had mentioned, it's happening in Cairo, Egypt. This summit is a 3-day, continental leadership program that is aimed at equipping students. And I know for a fact that when people hear student summit, they just look at the SRC president and, the undergrad, if I should put it that way. But this one, we are moving beyond the undergrads. We are we are going across all levels of higher education with practical, we are looking at how to practically inculcate in them leadership skills, strategic thinking, and cross-border networking, because we are having leaders or student leaders coming from other African countries, all of them coming together. We are going to learn, we are going to share ideas, we are going to leave the summit with a workable or an actionable document where we see that, some of these student leaders, some of these authorities are actually implementing those at their various universities. Yeah.
Very interesting. Now, Africa has been touted as one of the continents, or the continent with the youngest population at the moment in the world. So why does the AAU believe this is the right moment to invest in developing student leaders, and what challenges are we hoping to address in this conference?
I think just like you said, Africa holds the world's youngest population. And to reiterate that in today's world, we realize that, I mean, the tomorrow that we have is going to be managed by today's young people, right?
Absolutely.
And because we have a lot of young people, like they hold more or a lot of the parts when it comes to population, we are looking at, I mean, equipping students with leadership, innovation, governance, problem-solving skills that are aligned with, I mean, the Agenda 2063, which is the Africa we want. Largely, I mean, students hold so much stake in the society. Students, I mean, after school, they find themselves in various, I mean, industries or scope of India community. So we are looking at how we can have all these students come in to create an effect, a positive effect in their community after the school or whilst they are even still in school.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the theme is focusing on shaping the next generation of African transformation leaders, innovation, and an Agenda 2063 action. I mean, just do us a little bit of favor and break this down for us. What does this mean in practical terms to the average African student? I mean, so that the person can be convinced that I need to be at the summit.
Okay. So just like you said, the theme is, I mean, shaping the next generation of African transformation, leadership, innovation, and Agenda 2063 in action. And from this, we realize that every student, as it says, has a role in shaping Africa's future. And I think I had said that earlier, that the Africa we are trying to build today, in the future, it will be managed by these young people that we are trying to equip. So every student or every young person actually has a role to play in the development of Africa. And that is the reason why we are equally not just basing on just the undergrad. We are looking at master students, we are looking at PhD students, we are looking at students, authorities in the universities, because we realize that, everybody in any kind of level has an effect to, help in the development of Africa. And we know that leadership is about serving and finding the right solution to real problems that are happening. We realize that, in Africa, we talk about a lot of problems. So this summit, we are looking at how we can equip students with actionable plans that they could use as leaders or as upcoming leaders to help solve some of these problems that we have always been discussing, of bringing solutions to in our various, universities, the community at large, and of course, the country and Africa generally. So
I'm glad you mentioned the caliber of people that you are looking for, because that was going to be my next question as to who qualifies to attend. So now we know who needs to attend, but will we extend this invitation to faculty members as well? Are they included?
Actually, yes. So this is just beyond the SRC executives and undergrads, and you understand. It's equally open to SRC executives, student bodies, as I said, master students. And even if you do not hold a leadership position in your university, you are equally open to attend, because leadership is about serving people. Even in our homes, as little as our home, the number of people that we are with, we are serving somebody. So it equally boils down to everybody attending. We have university authorities actually also coming, and this is actually open. So from students, you learn from the authorities. Authorities learn from students. There has been a lot of conversations about the fact that students go through a whole lot of things in their various universities, and authorities are not listening, and all those conversations. This is where we want to have a holistic conversation, learn from each other, look at what happens at the leadership side, the authorities, and also look at what happens at the student level.
Beautiful. Now, what are participants supposed to expect in this 3-day program? Are there going to be sessions, workshop, discussions? I mean, just walk us through briefly. I mean, don't spill all the juice anyway. I mean, just something.
So you're going to have, of course, keynote address for, I mean, I don't want, just like you said, so there'll be keynote addresses, there'll be panel discussions, just like I said, have the students, have the authorities sit down, let's talk, let's have a conversation. There will be a leadership masterclass, there will be practical workshop. We are giving opportunities for people to be mentored. There are mentorship opportunities, and of course, networking. That is very, very important. So yeah, basically.
I like the sound of the mentorship, because that's one of the things that I think is very key for young people. Because
that's true.
Sometimes young people try to draw the line and say that the people ahead of us have not done very well. We try to judge them. So they think that they cannot align or relate. But I think that that line is a very blurred one. We should be able to relate with the older people and learn from them. I mean, it is good to, like you said, networking. Have a conversation with them and analyze things properly. Where they went wrong, we are supposed to make sure that we will not go wrong in those places, because the generations coming after us will equally judge us. Now,
that's true.
Innovation is one of the key pillars of the summit. So how will students be encouraged to move beyond discussion or discussing Africa's challenges to actually developing solutions to make them a real impact? Because you rightly mentioned that we often have a lot of conferences, summits, and we are always talking. So what is the difference here? How are we going to make this one different, where we can make real impact?
Okay, so just like you said, innovation is approached as action, if I should say, not just discussed. So we believe that after this summit, students should be able to work together, examine real challenges, and then look at some of these cross ideas that we had at the field and how we can implement it at the various universities in order to keep some of these, challenges, basically.
Okay. Now, another thing I'm interested in is this. A lot of people, or let me say, often young people, when we talk about Agenda 2063, many people don't have a full grasp of this. So how does the summit help students connect with the Agenda 2063 so that they see themselves as active, contributors to Africa's future?
Well, just with that, Agenda 2063 is Africa's blueprint for sustainable development and transformation, if I should say. And with the summit, which is the AAU Student Leadership Summit, the summit makes it relatable by showing students what their future contributors are, and then what contributors are there currently. So whether through research, innovation, community service, and student leadership, every participant, we believe, has a role to play in Agenda 2063. And just like the slogan goes, it is the Africa we want. No matter how many years that we have to achieve that, everybody has a role to play to achieve that Africa that we want, which is the Agenda 2063.
So this is the first one. And I'm wondering, why are we going to Cairo? Is there anything special about
Cairo?
Well,
just like we know, Cairo has AAU's regional office.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And why not Cairo? Why not Egypt? Come with me. Let's go to Egypt from the 17th to the 19th of August. 2026. Okay. That's like 3 weeks, 2 weeks
away. Yeah.
Yeah. Coming.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so how do you hope that participants will be different after the summit? Are there examples of previous leadership initiatives where students have gone on to create meaningful change? This is the first one for AAU, but what do you hope to achieve after this? What do you want to see?
I would say that success is not just measured by attending an event. Absolutely. It is measured by the impact you create after the event. So that should tell you that we are not just going for the event and then going back to our universities just because we went to look at Cairo, Egypt, and then we are coming back. We are coming back with a transformation. We want to I don't want to say set the standard, but then again, we want to work something out from our universities, because that is where young leadership, begins from, entirely. Yeah. So we are not just attending the event and coming home. We are coming back with actionable conversations, things we can do at our various universities.
Now, for students who are interested, what is the registration process? What should applicants know about eligibility, fees, and how to prepare before attending the summit?
Okay, so registration is still currently very much opened, and it's a $300 for AAU member universities, and $350 for non-AAU member universities. And like I said, it really doesn't matter if you're an AAU member university or not, but look at whatever you're going to gain, look at the goal, look at the end result of what you want to achieve, and that should lure you, if I should say, to come, register, and then let's go for the summit. So the summit is currently on the AAU events page, and we'll put the link at the comment section so you can, click on the link, register, and then make payment, and then let's meet in Cairo, Egypt.
So to students who may hesitate because of travel costs and may feel they are not leaders, in quote, to attend, what would you say to encourage them to do about this opportunity?
We are not just coming for leaders, just like the Bible said. God didn't just come for the righteous. The fact that you are
preaching,
the fact that you are not a leader doesn't mean you shouldn't attend. Leadership is about 7 people, and even in our homes we are 7. So this is a wake-up call. This is an opportunity for you to learn from other universities, to learn from other authorities in the university community that we find ourselves. So this is just for everyone, every student body, every aspirant, every student authority. This is your wake-up call to join the upcoming AAU African Student Leadership Summit happening in Cairo, Egypt from 17th to 19th of August 2026.
Okay, so you have 30 seconds to speak directly to every university student across Africa and why they should make an effort to be part of the AAU African Students Leadership Summit 2026 happening in Cairo from the 17th to the 19th of August.
So, I've said it all, but then I don't want to say much because the experience should give you something to take home, right? So come, let's have an experience. And yes, we are going out there to make an impact, to make a change. Trust me, it's not just about attending the event, but it's about the impact that is made after the event. So that is where our focus on. We hope to see you in Cairo next month.
See you in Cairo. And also after this break, we will be back.
Hello, Africa. Keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa. Hello, Africa. Keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa. Hello, Africa. Keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Ever wondered what drives ordinary people to do extraordinary things? Every week, a new story unfolds. But these aren't just stories. They are the journeys of courage, resilience, and vision. On Impact Stories, we open the door to remarkable personalities and everyday heroes experience the passion behind their purpose, witness the setbacks, the breakthroughs, and the moment that defines a legacy. Journey with us on AAU TV every Saturday at 4 p.m. as we celebrate those who are making an impact. Tune in to Impact Stories, where real people share real journeys and real impact, each one leaving behind a legacy written in gold. Only on AAU TV.
Welcome back from the break, and we'll go right into our next story. And this also comes from right here in Ghana, where President John Dramani Mahama has secured a commitment from the African Union Commission Chairperson Mahmoud Ali Yusuf to place ongoing xenophobic attacks in South Africa on the agenda of the next AU summit. The move follows Ghana's evacuation of some citizens affected by the violence and a formal appeal to the AU for intervention. President Mahama says addressing the issue openly is necessary to protect African lives, businesses, and unity on the continent. So this is President John Dramani Mahama making a very huge appeal to the AU Commission Chairperson regarding xenophobic attacks in South Africa. All right, so in the first place, Mahama has made an argument that this issue cannot be ignored or treated as an internal matter because it affects Africans across borders. Again, he says by taking the matter to the AU, Ghana is seeking a collective African response rather than a bilateral dispute. I mean, just give me your opinion.
First of all,
on this
issue, AU shouldn't have even waited for Mahama to come and tell them.
I agree.
This thing has been I've always not wanted to talk about this whole xenophobic issue. I won't lie to you.
Okay.
Because why do we wait for things to escalate? People have died.
Yeah.
Ghana, we've lost somebody. But the thing is, I think over the weekend or somewhere Friday, Thursday, I saw a video of these South Africans. I mean, in a shop of I've forgotten the country of the owner. I mean, the owner of the shop, whatever
the country,
she's coming from.
Okay.
Yes. And literally, they scattered the whole shop. I think it's a salon, but it's a big one.
Wow.
Like a very big one. And you could see them scattering, breaking mirrors and everything like that. And I mean, for a long time, I have actually waited for African Union to come out to say something, even if they have not yet met or something like that. I mean, we shouldn't wait for things to escalate to this point. Ghana just evacuated about 900 people. And I think for South Africans, for the fact that not even talk about other African countries, but if Ghana is or has been able to evacuate 900 people, then I think you should have jobs in your country. Because the conversation has been, we don't have jobs, and I mean, people are taking their jobs, other African countries, natives are taking their jobs. It's always been about jobs, right? Now, let's even not talk about other countries. Now, let's talk about if Ghana has been able to evacuate 900 people, then at least there should be some jobs or spaces that some of these people can take. And the thing is, we don't even have to wait for a president, not because Mahama His Excellency is a Ghanaian president, but largely we don't even have to wait for any president to now come and tell AU that this is an issue that needs to be discussed. Automatically, it is an issue that needs to be discussed because people from African countries are being treated in a very wrong way. I don't want to even use the word, but
I know you're trying to choose your choice carefully.
But honestly, I don't think we should wait for a president to come and tell African Union that discuss this or talk about this or do something about this before it is done. Automatically, when it started, it should be done. But the problem here is that I realize that in all these things that are happening, the presidents, the authorities in South Africa are not even perturbed. if I should say.
That's
They are not even
thing.
moved by what is happening.
That's the disturbing thing.
Exactly. So you ask yourself, is it that is intentional that these people have been given the power to go, because they are institutions, they are the police force, they are those people in South Africa. So why citizens taking the law into their own hands? But African Union, it's too late. They should have said something about this a long time ago, honestly.
You know, when you talked about the South African government looking like they were not concerned or perturbed, this thing was reported a few weeks ago. One time on this very show, when we spoke about it, that day I spoke about the fact that I think in that episode there was a story where one of South Africa's opinion leaders, Julius Malema, made a case and said that Ghana has overreacted by, you know, evacuating its people.
Wait, what? Yeah, I think I also saw that.
I found it
so
very
should we
funny.
wait for you guys to kill or destroy people?
Were we supposed to wait for us to take action as a country to make sure our citizens are okay? And there were cases, like you said, people were brutalized in the presence of police. That was what makes it even worse.
Yes, very.
So that is what actually gives me also that conviction that probably the South African government doesn't really care about what happens to the other African nationals. And I don't know if they think about the fact that other South Africans are equally in other African countries.
Exactly.
Imagine we all want to be doing these kinds of things.
I think there was something like that. I think at a
say
point, even in Ghana here, I mean, Accra to be precise, people were now saying that the South African companies that are here, like MTN,
typically
and the
MTN,
rest, should go.
Yes.
But you see, you forget that, I mean, we are Africans. I don't know what is really pushing South Africans to do this. And it's been happening for a while now, and it doesn't look like it is stopping, it is going down.
Anytime soon.
Exactly. So it leaves a lot of questions in my head, what the president is doing, what authorities are saying, what really the problem is. Because I mean, if you think other nationals are in your country and they are taking your jobs and everything, that is fine. But there should be a right way to do that.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Even if somebody has the right to stay in your country and you tell the person that, okay, we do not need you in our country, it is fair. The person has to go to their home country. But for you to forcefully evacuate people using so many, I mean, to the extent that people are losing their lives.
Completely.
That's very questionable, honestly.
So with regards to the root causes, I mean, they have made cases saying that it is as an issue of unemployment, poverty, inequality, and most importantly, competition for resources and also misinformation. So I understand the sentiments of South Africans. Yes, but
you know, we can also say that
that's the whole point.
South Africans in our country are taking our jobs and everything like that. You know, the funny thing is that I don't know if South Africans really know what they are doing, because let me even chip in this funny thing. Influencers in Ghana, if they make it, if they don't go to Dubai, they are going to South Africa. Yes. So when you are doing all these things, and at the long run, people do not want to come to your country because they are scared, they are not safe, if I should say. Don't you think that one will make you lose more? I mean, poverty-wise.
I honestly want to believe that maybe nobody has had the chance or stopped to think about what this repercussion might be for South Africa, because
you know, it used to be one of the countries I wanted to go. Honestly,
obviously it's not one of the places you want to go to. So imagine that not only you, several other people, including even Europeans or whoever these people are, decide that okay, South Africa is no longer a destination.
Yeah, so I'm not going.
Look at how much business and you know, foreign investments you're going to be losing as a country. I mean, South Africa is one of the biggest economies in Africa, no doubt. They are doing fine by themselves, but you see, you cannot say that you don't need people and the rest of the world to try it. It doesn't work like that.
But you know, imagine if we want to move MTN from Ghana. And we say, all those using MTN, we are cancelling it, you are not supposed to use it. You can imagine how much MTN will lose.
Yes, because MTN has over 70% shares of the telco in Ghana. So if they are losing about this money, imagine who else will quickly jump in at this opportunity.
It's very
so you might think that they are talking about just sending away, per what they are saying, undocumented migrants and all of those things, but you don't know what these things cause, because you see, all of these things are part of the system. They are part of the the economy, and they have a quota of what they are contributing, whether you think it's legal or not.
Yeah.
Because they make things happen in your country.
Exactly.
And that's how come we are all sorting ourselves out.
Exactly.
Otherwise, on what grounds is anybody saying that I'm going to leave my country and go to South Africa and go and stay there? Okay.
Well, I really wish at certain points maybe we would understand if there are some deep conversations that we do not know about, that we can just be informed. Because I think Wodimaya went somewhere and then was with a South African. It was a lady. And then he made a funny video and was like, oh, she's a South African, please go back to your country, like that whole statement. And then the lady was like, oh no, I like Ghana. And you see, if I but it's okay, I want to say something, but let me leave it here. But I mean, it's high time, I think, African Union came to
absolutely
to do the necessary.
So the real question here is this, what measures can the AU introduce to strengthen solidarity among African nations? I think that there's a whole lot more they can do. And as you rightly said, why they have been quiet all this while, I really do not understand. Like, it does not make sense. And again, you just say that it does not have to take President Mahama or any other president to appeal to the AU to intervene in this matter. Like, it's a no-no, okay? So again, can Africa really achieve true unity if Africans continue to face attacks in other African countries? This is crazy, but we can only hope for the best.
That's true.
Anyway, in our next story, Ghanaian swimmer Abeku Jackson has opened Ghana's 2026 Commonwealth Games campaign with a record-breaking performance in Glasgow, setting a new national record in the men's 50-meter backstroke with a time of 26.48 seconds. The 26-year-old broke the previous record held by Jason Arthur and advanced as a reserve qualifier after finishing 7th in the preliminary round. Other Ghanaian swimmers, including Nubia Ejay, Ivan Snowden and Uniles Techi, are also competing, while para swimmer Promise Wonder Achu Aheto prepares for his event. So very interesting times for Ghanaian swimmers out there, and I'm proud to know that these are Ghanaians doing this, because truth be told, Ghana doesn't do a lot of stuff in the Olympic Games. What we often do in is football. We don't do much in other sporting disciplines. Even football. Even that one is beginning to diminish, things like that. So, I mean, I share your sentiment. So, to see that people like Abeku Jackson and his colleagues are doing something wonderful in terms of swimming is a thing to talk about. So, Jackson's performance marks a major milestone for Ghanaian swimming, and he's improving both the national record and his personal best. And he has also achieved, this achievement also shows his continued progress in a sport where Ghana has traditionally struggled for international recognition. So, I mean, let me ask you this. Do you know anybody that swims professionally, really?
Yes, I know a friend that does that, but it's for their own personal, okay. But not for competition.
So this person will not compete at the national level?
Not at all.
Okay.
I think Ghana, we should try and do better when it comes to a sporting event, including swimming, because just like I said, even for World Cup, we've come down. So I mean, this when I read the story, honestly, I was proud that, I mean, you hardly actually hear Ghanaians, I mean, get to or make waves in such activities. You understand, and hearing or seeing the story is great. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
But then we can actually expand the conversation or expand the wing to other scopes of sport. I mean, basically, that would be it for me.
Yeah. So, I mean, to talk about, this is one of the lesser sports that we always talk about.
Yeah, swimming.
Yeah. So, here's the thing for me. Ghana has international sporting success, and it has always been with football and then athletics. Okay. Now, when we talk about things like swimming, do you think that it will be good enough for the governments to invest in such things? Because, mind you, if we want to focus on things like swimming, it comes with proper facilities, quality facilities. And it comes with international exposure, coaching, and making sure that our people have consistent competition, because you can't just continue competing amongst ourselves here. You've got to go out there. Do you really see a way out that this is a thing that we can do? Like, do you think it's possible?
I mean, it should be possible, because why not? We are a country and we should be open to, I mean, just like you said, there are opportunities that come with these, I mean, involving ourselves in such, and opening yourself up for such opportunities. I mean, who wouldn't want that? You can't just base in Ghana here in your small corner and just be doing what you think should be done or what you think should be right. There are opportunities out there. Such an opportunity, if funded by the government, of course, will go a long way. Now, I think in the beginning of your discussion, you said something like, this is an activity that we less give our attention to.
Exactly.
We mostly give it to the football and athletics and all. Exactly. We could equally, I mean, give an eye or give a touch of an eye to, I mean, such activities, because why not? We always want to hear Ghana's name. It's anything to put us on the map, on that globe. I mean, it should be welcome. And the same way we are able to invest, or I mean, give that investment to football and athletics, it should be extended to swimming as well. I mean, that's what I would say.
I mean, I do know that some schools, primary schools, Montessori's and things like that, have developed swimming as part of their curriculum. Where now students have, as part of sporting, or what we used to call PE, physical education, they do stuff like that. There are other schools who also do now what they call summer school in Ghana. I don't know why they want to call it summer school in Ghana, but during vacation around this period, they do like a camp for kids, and then kids are sent places. Parents have to pay heavily for that, and kids are learning French and other things, and swimming. They do. I mean, I know people who have taken their kids to some of these things, so I feel like, well, they are, in a personal way, they are teaching their kids how to swim. I mean, in any case, if you ask me, swimming is a survival tactic or skill everybody should learn to
swim?
do. I do. I swim.
You swim?
I swim. Yeah.
Hey, okay.
Yeah. I it was one of the things I really wanted to do for myself.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me. But that's
one of the things I really wanted to do for myself.
Good, just like you said. I mean, it's a survival tactic. So everybody actually has.
So everybody needs to learn to do that. Now, the point I'm making with this is that sometimes we are focused only in the capital and thinking about what can be done here. Look, 20 years ago, I had a chance to be at the Sekondi Harbour.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe what I saw at the time. Basically, what I was seeing were kids under 10 suddenly jumping into the sea. And the harbour has more like a pew or a pier, whatever, where basically you are walking on like an island, and the sea is just around you. And then some of this just around there, some had canoes that are docked. They had just come from fishing, things like that. And kids were just playing, and they were not even cautious about the fact that they were close to the sea. Somebody pushes another, and then they just fall into the water, and then it splashes on everybody. And you could tell that where they are swimming at, it's not shallow. So the point is this: if you have kids in this area or every other coastal area in the country, and they can swim like this without fear in the sea, why can't we put these kids together, put them in school, give them training? This is what Europe and America does. That's how come, for example, there are students from here who are able to go to school in Europe and America on scholarship because they are doing some kind of sports.
Yeah, that's true.
And these kids are wasting their talents.
Has always been the book, chew and pour, pass and forget kind
of. I feel like there's a way out of this, because this
a
is
revive of curriculum.
Yes, we can look at some of these things. So I think that maybe the curriculum around the coastal areas, if some of these things can be imbibed into them.
You know, the funny thing is that I mean, just to chip in this, you see what dancing is doing currently.
Absolutely, that's a good example.
But you see, we should. I think it's high time we open our eyes and open ourselves to leveraging on some of these opportunities to give young people. Some people, excuse me to say, not everybody has to be in the classroom.
True.
Some people have certain qualities that it's not for the classroom, it's for the outside world. They can go out and do so well that they do not have to be in the classroom. Of course, basic education is very important.
Yeah.
I won't sit anywhere and debunk that.
Absolutely.
But then again, there are kids or there are young people out there who have, skills that are beyond just sitting in the classroom and reading. It's high time we explore some of these things. Look at what the outside world are doing. And even if we do not have the equipment, the essentials, the funds to do that, let's equally train some of these kids or young boys and girls, give them the opportunity to go for such opportunities, go for such trainings, open them up to some of these opportunities. It's high time. We are just studying the book, reading every day.
Something has to change.
Something indeed has to change.
Something has to change.
Honestly.
Anyway, so Jackson still has upcoming events, including mixed freestyle, 50-meter butterfly, and mixed medley. Other swimmers also include Ivan Snowden, Uniles Techi, and then Nubia Ejay, and all of them will be doing this on behalf of the country, Ghana, and we want to wish them well on this note. The Commonwealth Games began about 4 or 5 days ago in Glasgow, so let's keep an eye on this, and then hopefully our athletes do very well. When we come back from this break, Jemima will take us to Lifestyle. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Explore a whole new world of exciting visuals with AAU TV. Get ready for a mix of interesting talk shows, interviews, discovery documentaries, and news on AAU TV. It's not just about watching TV, it's about experiencing something special. AAU TV reaches over 25 countries in Africa, bringing you a blend of knowledge and fun. Learn about different cultures as you enjoy the shows. If you have events or want to showcase your business, we've got you covered. Watch AAU TV free-to-air channel on satellite. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at AAU TV. Reach out on call or WhatsApp us at +233 26 629 6601 or +233 20 399 5210. AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
AAU TV Media Masterclass is back for its second edition. The AAU TV Media Masterclass From Visibility to Influence is a 5-day in-person program from 7th to 11th September 2026 that equips African universities to turn academic work and research into strategic, public-facing content. This 5-day intensive masterclass brings together higher education public relations officers, communications and media professionals to sharpen skills in strategic communication, media engagement, digital storytelling, and institutional branding. Participants will leave with practical outputs, including a brand statement, content calendar, and media plan, helping the institution attract students, funding, and partnerships while positioning AAU TV as a continental hub for university storytelling. Register now to take advantage of the early bird rates and secure your place using the link on your screen.
Applications are now open for the 9th edition of our Next Generation Investigative Journalism Fellowship. This fully funded 3-month residential program is designed for young journalism graduates, early career journalists, and passionate young professionals ready to build their skills in accountability journalism and anti-corruption reporting. Fellows will receive hands-on training, mentorship, a monthly stipend, and support to produce investigative stories that matter. Deadline for submission is 30th July 2026. Know someone who'd be a great fit? Share this with them. For details on how to apply, visit the link on your screen.
Applications are now open for the 2026 Youth Connect Africa Export Accelerator. The Youth Connect Africa Export Accelerator, developed in partnership with UNDP and the African Union, is a results-driven initiative that enables export-ready youth-led enterprises to scale into intra-African markets under the AFTA framework, particularly its protocol on women and youth in trade. The program addresses key barriers limiting youth participation in regional trade, including non-tariff barriers such as complex custom procedures, regulatory compliance gaps, and weak aggregation mechanisms. Through tailored diagnostics, enterprise strengthening, export readiness accreditation, and improved access to finance, the e-accelerator aims to drive measurable market expansion, mobilize investment, and foster sustainable job creation across the continent. Application deadline is 16 August 2026. For more information, visit the official webpage of the Youth Connect Africa Export Accelerator.
Hello, Africa. Keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Welcome back from the break, and of course this is still the Hello Africa Morning Show, and we are back again on the lifestyle segment. My name is Jemima and I'm doing this with
Philemon Edwards.
So today we have an interesting story that we want to discuss, and I'm sure everybody who is watching us will be interested in discussing this with us. But this story is actually about UMass VC warning students against indecent dressing. A university vice chancellor's warning about students' appearance has ignited a first national debate about identity, freedom of expression, and the purpose of higher education in Ghana. Professor Bernard Kumi Boateng, vice chancellor of the University of Mines and Technology, UMatt, sparked the controversy after warning that from the next academic year, students with plaited hair, earrings, and what he described as indecent dressing would be banned from lectures. Speaking at a recent event, Professor Kumi Boateng expressed concern over what he sees as changing dressing habits among students, citing male students attending lectures with plaited hair and earrings and female students dressing in ways he considers inappropriate. But here is where the conversation actually begins. The remarks have since gone viral, drawing sharp reactions across social media. Among the most prominent voices to push back is Ghanaian actress Lydia Forson, who took to X, formerly Twitter, to argue that the obsession with policing how adults dress and wear their hair distracts from the real purpose of higher education. She further linked such attitudes to the colonial foundations of Ghana's education system, arguing that schools were historically designed to produce conformity rather than encourage innovation and critical thinking. So the debate has divided public opinion sharply, with some backing stricter dress codes to promote discipline and others arguing that universities should focus on academic performance rather than appearance. This is such an interesting story, I would say. But then again, before I say anything, I want to pick your view on this, Phil.
It's an interesting story.
Okay.
And
tell us what you think. Don't dilute it.
No,
because I'm ready.
I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about this, or my opinion. Okay, it's not about how I feel. My opinion. Okay. The truth of the matter is that Professor Bernard Kumi Boateng is not wrong when he says that students are dressing indecently. The guys are braiding their hair, wearing earrings and things like that. And then also, others like Lydia are saying that this has nothing to do when it comes to higher education. It's only a way of the way, is a way that we appear. Okay. Now, it's a 50-50 thing for me because as much as I agree that some of these things are indecent, it is based on the fact that it's a cultural thing for Ghanaians.
Since when?
No. indecent as a
indecent.
Yeah,
or
because based on culture, it's an indecent thing for us.
Okay.
Because in Ghana, you're not brought up to as a male to braid your hair. You are not brought up to wear earrings, things of that nature. As a societal thing, as a cultural thing. So for young guys to be able to do that, to go to school, simply because in the universities it was already acceptable that you have more freedom than you have in secondary school and then in junior high school and things like that. The university has more, gives you that kind of freedom. You are assumed to be a matured person, so you should be able to take care of yourself. So it is based on that that some of these things happen. So if we have already established that the university is a space where maturity plays, and then you can decide to do whatever you want in terms of how you look and things like that, and we have accepted that for a while. And for some reason, if this professor feels like it's been abused, in a certain way, it makes sense to me. On the other hand, I want to agree with Lydia that this honestly doesn't have anything to do with higher education. The reason is because if we are talking strictly about higher education and what anybody has to benefit, which education, and has to do with their life, the question is, are these people doing it rightly when they leave school? Or people who may have done these things, are they doing it correctly? Okay, I know guys who do, for example, guys who are in IT. You know, IT guys often will not do a lot of typical university stuff, so they do other courses. So the schools that they go to allow them to do these kind of things. And the kind of things these guys are doing and running the world, all of the apps we are using, the phones we are using, and making the money that they are making. Exactly. Ask me why. What is the correlation between their lifestyle or the way they look with the businesses they are running and the things that they have learned from school, which is making them run the business that they are running, and they are making the money that they are making, and they are influencing society with the money that they are making. So for me, it's a 50-50 thing. Okay. We need to be able to come to that point where we say that, okay, if we are going to allow our students to look the way they are looking, maybe there should be a limit to it. UPSA has done it in recent time. They even actually threw students out of lecture halls, and they have prescribed uniforms for students at UPSA. So I'm not surprised this is happening at UMass right now. I want a clear case to be made. Let us not make it a generalized thing, because do we have any statistics to show that people who have dressed indecently have not done their academic jobs correctly? Are they failing? Okay. When the results come at the end of every semester, does it show that because somebody has braided their hair and is wearing earrings as a guy, he has failed? Is there any showing that girls wearing crop tops to class and whatever are failing? We need to demarcate these things. We need to draw the lines. Both cases on the extreme ends have a point, but I want clarity as to what is making Professor Kumuyi Watson come up with this ideology. I mean, actually, he's the vice chancellor. He has the right to come up with something, but we need to draw the lines.
Okay, let me take it right from your comparison. You compared an IT, someone who is working, making money, and we are comparing it to somebody sitting in the classroom, level 100, level 200, however, whatever level it is. These people, I believe, are very different people. One is actually making money. One is still under, I don't want to use the word under scrutiny, but then under authorities, still being shaped. You understand? And mind you, let me even go back a little bit. Last year, when results for BEC or WASSCE, one of them, were released, we realized that at a subject like social studies, you realize how people are failing. I mean, a subject like social studies, which we are even living. Now we talk about lack of social amenities. We are living the social studies, textbook indirectly. And then we have the student go to school, excuse me to say, fail or do not do well. And you come to the university and your focus is how you want to look. See, let's call a spade and not a shovel. We always talk about the fact that you need to dress the way you want to be addressed. Let me put it to you. With where you find yourself, I don't think you come to work in a saggy jeans, tattered clothes, and come and sit here and work. You will dress because you want to be because of how you want to be addressed. You won't dress anyhow because, oh, okay, it's work, and I have, obviously, maybe the institution will not question you about what you're wearing, but you will equally not get up and then wear something tattered and then come to work and then come and work and then, I mean, let's look at the university community. A whole lot goes on. I won't even compare us to the outside world or the Europeans, but we are already, excuse me to say, when you take the university community and then the students that we have, there should be a focus. I'm in the university. I'm here to learn. Regardless of whatever extracurricular activities that goes on, that is fine. But I shouldn't, this is not the time to, even if you want to dress anyhow, that is not the time to actually, dress anyhow. You are in the university, and just like you said, the secondary schools and all that, you are strictly, I mean, there are uniforms that you wear and all that. You come to the university, you have a bit of a freedom. That is where your maturity, I would say, is tested. So if I'm from the secondary school, I come to the university, and I am that decent kind of a person, and all of a sudden I feel like, excuse me to say, I have arrived in court. So now I go and PS, I start wearing tattered jeans, I start wanting to fit in because you feel like the university do not have any rules and regulations or uniforms like the secondary school. Come on, this is the time that your maturity is tested, and you can actually dress how you want to dress, but there should be, I mean, some form of limit. If I'm coming to class and then level 100, you are coming, a guy, you have your hair braided. I have a friend who has braided his hair, is a guy, and at the stage he is right now, excuse me, so nobody can question him because he's making his money. And if the organization he works with do not agree, they will tell him to take it off. But they haven't complained. And this person can actually take care of themselves. If they go out today and say, I want to go and braid my hair however long, they can pay for it. But you at the university, under the authority of the school, your parents and all that, and now you want to be piercing and braiding, who will be paying for the hair and all those things for you? And mind you, your parents will give you money for handouts and all that, and you feel like, no, I want to belong, so let me change my wardrobe, let me do this, let me do that. At the long run, mind you, a chunk percentage of such students will be swayed from what really brought them to the university. Honestly, let's be real. See, let's be real. Yes, it's not part of higher education, but then again, what kind of leaders are we nurturing? Are we bringing out? Are we?
Your conversation is good. At the question you've asked, what kind of leaders are we nurturing?
So if today, level 100, I'm wearing saggy jeans and tattered clothes and all that, and me sitting in class with all those outfits, my aim is to become a minister, a high whatever in the society. And you think, like, I mean, see, let's be our mindset. So I always talk about mindset, okay? And your mindset really tells who you become. Absolutely. Or who you are, trying to become.
So the point I'm making with all of this is this. First of all, I talked about statistics. If there's any statistics to tell me that people who are doing these kinds of things do not perform properly academically, I will agree. Outright, I'm coming. Outright. Secondly, beyond this, we have talked about people who are working and all of those things. I mean, it's okay for people who are working, but you're talking about people who are in school and maybe they are being taken care of.
Exactly.
What if their families approve of it, okay, and they are comfortable with it, and they are fine? Because obviously they will go home from school. They know school is not always in session the entire year.
Of course.
So if their families are comfortable with it, where do we draw the lines between the school and what parents even think about some of these things? Okay, these are because the conversation for me is this. Does the university have the mandate to tell the students what to wear and what not to wear? Okay,
I would not say there should be like what to wear and what not to wear, but I think decency should be paramount when it comes to our university communities. Honestly, I went to a university, I don't want to mention the name, and when I I saw a few students and I asked the question, wait, is there a program? Is there like a ninth program? Because, I mean, I saw the dressing and I was like, oh, what's happening? Like, is there, they said, no, the person is going for lectures.
Okay.
And you see students wearing the, see, let's be fair here. There is a lecturer in the classroom, a male lecturer, or a female lecturer. If a female, you will come into the classroom and you are having a short skirt. We are all human beings. We have water and blood flowing through. What is your aim? To what? So, I mean, it's not your aim to actually seduce anyone or cause your fellow student or your lecturer any kind of trouble. But then you are exposing yourself to some of these things. And later when, I mean, there's some form of violence, issues, issue of rape, harassment, and all these things. At the university, we hear of, I mean, students, ladies, and then lecturers, even guys and ladies as well, you understand? So why don't we, I mean, in the little way, why don't we even try and then curb some of these things? Because if we are exposing ourselves, yes, we need to draw the line. We need to know what is right and what is wrong. We need to know at what extent are we getting to, or at what extent are we refraining from. Then the conversation can be very outright and then well underlining. But if we are opening it up, of course, then we don't even have to talk about some of the issues that come out with regards to lecturers and students and people not learning and people following crowds and peers.
Dress fully clothed or not, okay? Sadly, that issue of student-lecturer thing may not end.
That's fine. Okay. But then again, in our little way, let's try and curb it as we can.
Yes.
That's what I can
understand
say.
What you're saying
by
curbing it.
But you don't want to.
No, it's not like I don't want to agree. I mean, it's an opinion, so I respect it.
Okay.
But the point I'm making is that I want us to understand really what the difference is. What is the Professor Kumiba is trying to say? He's trying to tell us that distance is having an effect on students or their academic performance, or like I need that clarity. If
automatically that hasn't been stated.
Yes,
but so looking at the larger picture, we realize that if students are dressing like this, your mindset, how are you thinking? You go to class and then you are looking for
society
to look a certain kind of way.
It's going to be the way it is because of what you just said. We dress the way we want to be addressed.
Exactly.
Look, at the university, we are talking about maturity.
And you know that even in our communities, if you are in saggy jeans and all those things, and
people have
ideas. Exactly.
So the truth of the matter is that these people who dress this way, they are aware. So
but they still want to do it.
If they choose to dress like that in the future, when person A, who was doing these kinds of things, appears somewhere, and person B, who we have known has been decent all their lives, appears somewhere for an equal opportunity, and person B is chosen because of some of these things, that is where person A will go and think about it. You see, what I've realized about, look at what we are looking at on the screen, saggy jeans and all of that.
How can you wear this to class? Like, how do you dress
for me,
to a university,
the whole point
to a class?
The point is that
take this to the hangouts.
Because look, this person you're trying to say that shouldn't dress like this because they're in the university, they will finish school and say, okay, now I'm working for myself and I'll do all of these things. No problem. You are trying to sanitize the school.
Do it.
But to what extent do you have?
No, you are still under authority. You are still not
over that person's life.
Let me even say, you are still not making money. You are not even making money. So in other words, you are now still trying to put yourself together. And
that's true.
And just like you said, even if your parents want that, that is fine. That is parent. Now the university has to. Let's see. I'm not saying there should be a strict rule of this and this and that and that. But let's rule the line. Let's know at what what extent we can go and how low we can be. But if you tell me that it has nothing to do with education, for me, I always talk about mindset.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
And truthfully, if you dress that way, I don't know, but I want to believe that if you dress that way, I mean your thoughts. I haven't been in that space before.
I disagree with the thoughts.
No,
see,
I also do not.
The way I want to look does not affect my intelligence.
That is true. But then again, you are in an institution. You are not on your own. If you are doing your own job in your room and you want to, excuse me, say, wake up and sit naked behind your PC, that is you. You understand? But you are in an institution governed by rules and regulations. You cannot tell me that I should wear this kind of clothes, but we are just saying look decent. So please. So this is like our cue out. Okay, so thank you very much. I know you have a lot to say, but of course we are out of time, so we'll be wrapping up here. And let's know what you think in the comment section. If you think there should be strict attire given to, the university students on what to wear or what not to wear, or the conversation should just be surrounded around being decent wherever you find yourself. My name is Jemima Deladem Doche, and this has been the Hello Africa Morning Show, and this has been the lifestyle segment. And I did this with
Philemon Edwards.
Have a lovely day, and we hope to see you same time next time. Bye.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AUTV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AUTV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.